Hello everyone. We discussed the essential causes of rapid ejaculation and the key factors that influence ejaculation in previous lessons. We will enter the learning phase of PE treatment training after this lesson, and what we will share today is the most effective way to control ejaculation. Our PE treatment training system's three most basic methods are abdominal breathing, Kegel, and penile strengthening training. The abdominal breathing method and the Kegel method are intended to reduce the urgency of ejaculation, while the penis strengthening training method is a practice method for increasing the intensity of the penis to tolerate physical stimulation. These three methods should be used in tandem to achieve our goal of free control of ejaculation. Today's lesson will focus on abdominal breathing. Let's start with the function of abdominal breathing, which is considered an improved version of abdominal breathing and is one of the most effective ways to control ejaculation. We have discussed in libido energy. During sex, our brain receives sexual stimulation signals from various sensory organs. They produce sexual impulse energy, and we are most likely to notice the phenomenon of libido as a strong feeling gathered around the penis. The feeling of libido will cause the penis to become full and swollen and cannot relieve itself. The abdominal breathing method can help us to control the sexual energy feeling. If we can consciously guide the operation of this feeling so that its dispersion transfer to various parts of the body, we can inhibit ejaculation. Of course, controlling libido is not an easy task that must be practiced and adhered to for a period of time before it can be mastered. And the key to mastering the abdominal breathing method is repetition. The key is to be aware of the location of the feeling and to guide the operation of the feeling through imagination so that you can dissipate the strong feeling gathered around the penis. With the ultimate goal of reducing the urgency of ejaculation and increasing the ejaculation time, abdominal breathing is another technique that can benefit the parasympathetic nervous system and help people relax physically and mentally. We've discussed the close relationship between erection, ejaculation, and the nervous system. And abdominal breathing can have a direct effect on the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous activity states. We must learn to relax the state in order to suppress the urge to ejaculate. Here's a quick quiz. Which one is controlled by the parasympathetic nerve when we breathe in and out? Those who have completed the previous course should know that it is easier for people to relax during exhalation because the parasympathetic nerves are activated during exhalation, relieving tension and putting people at ease. The first key to mastering abdominal breathing is to inhale quickly and exhale slowly because inhalation is controlled by the sympathetic nerve. We cannot spend too much time. But in order to breathe slowly and steadily, it is necessary to have a certain amount of air in the lungs, so we are not only in the inhalation time is short, but also requires the inhalation of a sufficient amount of oxygen. But there will be a minor issue this time. Inhaling very hard may cause an uncomfortable stomach, so I have a tip for you. We can only inhale about 80% of the oxygen in the inhalation process. Furthermore, abdominal breathing has many other health benefits, such as increased lung capacity, allowing more oxygen to enter the lungs, thus improving cardiopulmonary function, and also improving the function of the spleen and stomach, which is conducive to promoting bile secretion. There are many more advantages here so that I won't go over them one by one. Instead, just practice more. So here are the steps to practicing abdominal breathing. Step 1. Try to keep your upper body straight. If it is bent, it will easily lead to poor breath flow. You can close your eyes and focus on it while practicing. Step 2. Breath in about 1 or 2 seconds. Take a deep breath through nose and imagine that fresh oxygen flows through your nose into throat, and through throat to abdomen and finally arrive into perineum for staying 2 seconds. Step 3. Take 10 seconds of slow, long breaths out. When exhaling, imagine the breath flowing from the perineum to the spine, then to the brain, and finally out the nasal cavity, completing a full intentional breathing cycle. It's worth noting that when we inhale, our stomach expands, whereas when we exhale, our stomach contracts. Another important aspect of mastering abdominal breathing is to become aware of where the sensation is located and to direct the flow of this sensation using imagination. When we do abdominal breathing, it is normal for our brain to go into a temporary unconscious, almost dazed state. This indirect distraction can quickly alleviate the brain's confidence crisis. When we are practicing for a long time, the penis appears hard, an incomparable phenomenon. The brain felt a sense of ejaculation urgency. We can suspend the sexual stimulation through the idea of breathing counter to subside the sense of urgency, so that the tight state of the penis to ease, thus greatly extending the practice time. This method works just as well in actual lovemaking, and we need to practice it more. However, one thing that should be emphasized is better control the pause time in order to avoid appearing completely weak. The correct approach is to continue practicing after the urgency has passed and before the penis has recovered from its weakness. I recommend that you set aside 10 minutes per day to practice the abdominal breathing on your own so that it becomes normalized. That's all for today. I hope you can seriously repeat the study a few times. If you can skillfully use the methods in this lesson to reduce ejaculatory urgency, your desire to freely control ejaculation has been half successful. Let us all work together to change ourselves. That's all for now. Thanks for your patience and attention. We'll see you in the next lesson.